Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whichever part of the world you're viewing this video. This is Iyeye Princess Ajebukunmi Olokunwemide. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is nice having you here. For my returning subscribers, thank you for being faithful and welcome. For new subscribers, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a channel where we talk about Olodumare, God the Creator, our deities, our ancestors, and our orishas. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to this family. So today I'll be making a video on sacrifice. The word sacrifice. In the Yoruba dialect is known as Ebo. Correct me if I'm wrong in my spelling. That is E-B-O, Ebo. So I don't know if I'm wrong or right in my spelling, but that's how I spelled it. So I'll be talking about sacrifice today. So for the purpose of my video, please, I'm making this video in context of the African traditional belief system. In Yoruba, it is called Isheshe. I am a practitioner of the African traditional belief. Yes, that is what I am. So my videos are in context of my belief in the African traditional system. Yeah, so I'll be talking about sacrifice today in relation to the African traditional belief system. So I simply put that sacrifice means giving up something valuable and significant, to a higher power, either in exchange for peace, for growth, or as a spiritual belief. That is what I define sacrifice as. It is the process or the act of giving up something valuable and significant, either to a higher power or to a force in exchange for growth, maybe peace, prosperity, or just as your spiritual belief. That is what I see sacrifice as. And the sacrifice can take different forms and types here. There are different forms of sacrifices, and there are different types of sacrifice, and there are many ways by which we can offer or give sacrifices. Yes, there are many ways we can offer or give sacrifices, and a sacrifice is a conscious decision. When you want to make sacrifice to either Olodumare or to one deity or the other, it is a conscious decision. It is something you decide within yourself that you want to give. And whatever you want to offer up as a sacrifice to either God or any deity should be something that is valuable and costs you something. You don't give something that is not valuable to God. Even the people of the Old Testament, when they want to make sacrifices to God, there's a story in the Bible, pardon me for the Christians, in the Old Testament, where the children of Israel, they had to remove their gold. The women brought forth their gold jewelries, their ornaments, and then they used it as a sacrifice. So even Cain and Abel in the Bible, when Cain and Abel made sacrifices to God, we all know that the Bible said that a sacrifice of Abel was accepted because it was good, it was wholesome, compared to that of Cain, which God rejected. So when you want to make sacrifice to Olodumare, to your deities, the sacrifice must be something that is valuable, significant, and costs you something. You don't sacrifice what means nothing, something that is useless to you, that maybe you have it in your house and it's of no use. You say, after all, I'm not even using it, let me give God. No. That is not a sacrifice. When you want to sacrifice something, you give something that is valuable and that is significant. Now, in the practice of the African traditional belief, sacrifice occupies a very significant place. Sacrifice occupies a very, very significant place in the African traditional belief system, because it is through sacrifice that we communicate with our Creator, who is Olodumare himself, our orishas, our deities, and our ancestors. The sacrifices we make to Olodumare, the sacrifices we make to our deities, to our orishas, to our ancestors, that is the way we communicate to them. So sacrifice holds a very, very significant place in the African traditional belief system. So there are many ways or many types of sacrifices. Yes, there are many types of sacrifices, but I have two major types of sacrifices that I would like to talk about in this video. If time permits me, I'll mention other types of sacrifices, but I just have two major types of sacrifices that I want to talk about for the sake of this video. Now, my first type of sacrifice is the one I call the ritualistic sacrifice. Yes, I call it a ritualistic sacrifice. The reason I call it a ritualistic sacrifice because it involves ritual killing. Yes, it involves ritual killing, not of human life, please. It involves ritual killing of animals. Yes, we in the African traditional belief system, we believe that we offer up sacrifice to Olodumare, our deities, our ancestors, our orishas. And these sacrifices are made in blood, not human blood, but in animal blood. So, if we want to make such sacrifices, a consultation has to be done, divinity has to be done, depending on what the sacrifice is meant for. So we consult with Ifa and the particular deity that we want to make the sacrifice to, and the deity demands the kind of animal that is to be used in sacrifice. Then sacrifice can be done. So that's why I say the first type of sacrifice is a ritualistic sacrifice that we, the believers in the African traditional system, we do, where we offer up animals to Olodumare, to our deities, to our ancestors, to our orishas. And different orishas have different types of animals that they accept as an offering to them. So we use animals, we use livestock. We can use pig, we can use ram, we can use goat, we can use fowl, depending on what the sacrifice you want to make is demanding from you. I call it ritualistic sacrifice because it involves the spilling of animal blood to make offering to our orisha. So my first type of sacrifice is the ritualistic type of sacrifice. My second type of sacrifice is the one I call religious sacrifice. I call it religious sacrifice because it's a common amongst the Christians and the Muslims. Yes, there is noted, permit me, for the sake of this video, I would like to derail a little. This religious sacrifice involves sacrificing your time, your comfort, your desire. It's not necessarily done in blood. Religious sacrifice does not really involve the spilling of blood. It's you giving up something that like your time, giving up your time, giving up your desire, giving up your comfort, giving up that thing that makes you comfortable. You give it up, you sacrifice it. Like for the Christians, I know that during the Lent, where they fast 40 days, they make sacrifices to God Almighty, even though the sacrifice is not done in blood. They don't spill blood, but they make sacrifice. When you fast, when you deprive yourself of food, you're sacrificing something for a greater goal. So the Christians also make sacrifice during the Lent, whereby they go into fasting and prayer. Fasting also is a way of sacrificing because you're depriving yourself of food. So you're not eating, you're not drinking for a particular period and time, depending on how long you're able to sustain your fast. So the Christians during the Lent, they do fast, and the Muslims, they do fast during Ramadan also. And during this fasting period, I know with the Muslims, they go into gifts. They give alms, they give out gifts to well-wishers, to neighbors, to community. So when you give out, giving to people is also a means of sacrifice. Yes, when you give to your community, when you give to the needy, to the less privileged, when you go out of your comfort zone, you take out your time to do community service, to do hospitality service to people. You help the needy, the less privileged, those that you know that in the society or in your environment, in your community, they are not very okay, they are not financially stable, maybe physically disabled people. You go out of your way to reach out to them, maybe in terms of money, in food, in provision. That's also a way of sacrifice. I know the Muslims do that a lot during their Ramadan fasting. So for the sake of this video, I just mentioned two types of sacrifice: ritualistic sacrifice and the religious sacrifice. But that is not the only type of sacrifice that we have. In another video, I'll be also giving us about 5 other types of ways that we can make sacrificial offerings unto God and unto humanity. So I'll be stopping here for today because of time. Thank you for always staying tuned. May Olodumare bless you. Till I see you again in my next video. This is the Yeye Princess Ajebukunmi Olokowemide. Remain blessed.